course, you know, we can tension cut with a large knife as well. That is obviously one of, a very few of the options you have with a smaller knife is tension cutting. Of course, you can try to find a baton and chop using your baton. You can do all of that as well with a large knife. But the bonus of the large knife is the ability to get work done quickly. I'm just going to take this off. All this comes together relatively fast. Pretty decent, right? And I mean, these are things that primitive cultures do with a large knife. Making certain implements. Of course, when I'm chopping, we're always keeping ourselves, your hand in line with the blade. The last thing you want to be doing is to have your hand, fall back like this, and where you begin to put the tip in front when we're chopping like this, out in front of us. You don't want to be chopping down here. This is just dangerous. So if you're going to chop this way, hold yourself up a little bit higher. And of course, we're using our sense. We're not chopping, with an extreme amount of force. So minimizing work, clearing out a good place to get ourselves a decent camp for the night. A lot of tangled mess when you start working in heavy brush. And for a northern type of a woodsman, this is the type of stuff that you have to experience. The soft, green, leafy vegetation is not really, that common or that prevalent to have it be an issue that would warrant the large knife. But in the northern swamps and things like that, it's not bad. If you can afford the weight in your system, there's a lot of great ones on the market. This just being one of them, and of course I'm going to have others that I'm going to review as well. As I stated earlier, this knife, as well as the previous one that I reviewed, does have the ability to throw a rock, or throw a spark with a rock. So very, very advantageous if you're looking for an all-around tool that has that type of quality. Of course, once again, 9'd spine, same as with the last one. Not that these are necessities, but I know that a lot of people sort of like those features, with their tools. The ability to do a few extra things, or, in many instances, the ability to save some of the edge of your knife. Now, of course, you have more area of blade before you have to, resharpen. If you had no other options, you could still use certain portions of the blade that wouldn't be dull. Whereas a small knife, you're probably going to use all of the blade up. Of course, that can be viewed as a positive or a negative. I mean, if you wanted to strike your ferrocerium rod on the front of your blade instead on the back, you're probably going to do a little bit of damage there. But if it was in an extreme situation, well, you still got, on the knife of this size, you still got 9.5 inches or 9 inches, whatever, of usable blade still left. And up here is still going to have plenty of power to chop, whether you sort of burn that edge off a little bit or create a nasty burr using a ferrocerium rod like that. The downside, of course, is you do have a bigger blade to sharpen. You've got a lot more length to sharpen. But, instead of sharpening 4 inches, you're just going to do, in this instance, it's going to be 10. So it's the same.